Hello, good evening, and welcome to One Life Left. My name is Steve Curran.
I'm Simon Byron.
And I'm Anne Scantlebury.
For the next hour, we're going to be talking about video games. We've got video game features, video game music, and video game reviews. It's going to be exciting. We're back as well, which is great
Welcome
news.
back, everybody. Happy New Year. Oh, no, it's the other one, isn't
Happy
it?
New Easter.
Right. Did you have nice Easters?
It was good. I got chocolate egg.
Okay, excellent.
Good. Yes, I've eaten half of it so far.
Exactly half?
50%, yes.
Right, exactly.
Yes, exactly.
Did you nibble
precisely.
in a very straight...
No, because when
How do
you
you
get
judge it then?
chocolate, when you get a chocolate egg
shape?
it breaks into two.
Right.
So I've eaten one of those halves. Any more
Everyone
questions?
knows you should eat the top half first. Doesn't matter if
Which
it breaks.
one's the top half?
You should eat the top half. Go,
Always the
go
top
from
half,
a little
Steve.
bit down.
What was in this egg, Steve? In this single egg that you got?
It was a Cadbury's cream egg.
Oh, that's weird. A sort of Russian doll of eggs.
No, you get those. Yeah, you get those little eggs inside there.
Was
The
it
little-
full of
Full of
cream?
them.
No, it wasn't.
Imagine that.
Shame.
I mean,
Horrible.
the eggs probably weren't even in the egg, were they? Because they put them by the side in a separate packet these days, don't
They do. You know, health and
Unbelievable.
safety.
Health
and safety.
Gone mad.
European Union probably
Gone
don't
mad.
let us put the eggs there.
But there are other laws that exist to stop
Yes.
you from putting eggs where they shouldn't go. Anne, did you have a nice Easter?
I went outside.
Did you?
Yeah, it was-
But, of course, you do that once a year, don't
Yeah,
you?
once a year I did my outside journey.
Right.
Really lovely. Happy
Out there.
Happy to never do it again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
There was sun. It was
Right,
great.
excellent.
And was yours okay?
Mine was pretty good. Yeah. What did I do? I went on an Easter egg trail with my son and my wife and my sister and her husband and
Okay.
their child. We didn't have Easter egg trails when I was a child. They've gamified eating chocolates.
Yeah.
We had to do some clues and stuff. That was good. And then I had a friend over. I also met a new listener.
Oh,
Fred Perkins is
Hello,
a listener.
Fred.
He sometimes listens to the show. He says to fall asleep. He says his favourite episode.
We get that a lot.
Yeah, don't we? So
Maybe we should be a bit more rowdy.
tuck yourselves in, listeners. Just tuck yourselves in. He said his favourite episode was the one with Adam Cornish on.
Joe Cornish.
Joe
Did
Cornish,
he say
sorry,
Adam?
Adam. No, sorry,
Oh,
he
I
said
thought
Joe
that was a
Cornish.
good
No.
listener joke.
Sorry, that was my
Obviously, I haven't been
fault.
listening
Joe
hard
Cornish, that was his favourite.
Oh yeah,
That was good. I spent Easter Monday with Fred
that's
and
nice.
his family. That
Are
was.
we doing that with all of our listeners?
We're going round once a year. We will surprise our listeners by me appearing at their house on Easter Monday, a bit like someone else did, just turning up out the blue. And then, I'll be obtaining some feedback about what their favourite shows were and then mixing up the celebrities that they describe.
Are you calling yourself Video Games Jesus?
It's not for me to say, Anne, is it?
But your followers can
Exactly.
say what they want.
So that was good. Now looking forward to the show. We've got a packed show, as usual, I understand. First one back. I think it's going to be a good one. The sun's shining. They've also removed a building from Borough. Did you notice
What?
that?
No.
If you come down from Borough
I
Station,
didn't
a
notice that.
building that was there last time I looked is no longer there. But it's not just us in the studio, of course. We'd like to be joined by a very special guest this evening. It's Aaron Steed. Hello, Aaron.
Hi.
Thank you ever so much for coming along. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. How
Did
are
you? Yeah, good. Did you have a good Easter?
My Easter involved going to Quinn's Netrunners beginners tournament thing,
Okay.
and they told me to go away because I don't know how to play. So it's not really a beginners Netrunner tournament, it's more like a beginners Netrunner tournament.
Did that actually happen?
Yeah.
He sent you away?
Somebody on Twitter said, "Oh, hey, Aaron, you like want to get into this Netrunner thing? You should go along to this thing because it's for beginners." No.
It's not. It's
Have you
pre-beginners?
Yeah, pre-beginners.
Have you been on the radio before, by the way?
I've been on.
Get out if you haven't. This isn't for people like you.
Podcast. It's not. not quite.
It's not the radio show, is it?
No, they didn't have all this setup and stuff.
Right. Well, welcome. We're going to show you.
Welcome to our setup.
Going to show you how we do it. But we're going to start the show as we always do, and that's with Anne's news.
It's 7:05 on Monday the 13th of April. I'm Anne Scantlebury and this is the news. Zynga's Don Matrick is no longer Zynga's Don Matrick. The CEO has left the company less than 2 years into his role. He'll be replaced by former CEO and founder Marcus Pincus. Pincus said, "Now that we are a mobile-first company, it's time to renew our focus on our founding mission to connect the world through games and our vision to make play and social games a mass-market activity." Formerly Microsoft's Don Matrick, Matrick says he is returning to Canada to pursue his next challenge, which makes his new title Canada's Don Matrick.
You don't have a Canadian accent, do you?
No.
Do you?
No.
Apparently that's quite an easy one to
Is
do
it?
for future stories involving Dom.
Okay.
You say A lot.
Okay,
Is that
yeah.
right, Simon? You've been to Canada.
I've been to Canada, and
Any
I can confirm that
accent
you say
tips?
A lot,
Right,
and you go around being very pleasant.
Pleasant.
You don't carry guns.
I think I can get that across in
You
my
have
accent.
so you have a national healthcare system, which doesn't cost money.
So maybe he won't have a little cough.
No. Do we all have to go back to our previous jobs now? Is that what's happening? Because I'm in the process of moving jobs, so I've got sort of doing 2 at the moment.
Yeah.
Do I have to go back to my previous one? Like
Eventually.
everybody goes back to.
Wait, so have you at any point said that you are very bored with what your previous job
Not out
did?
loud.
No.
Not out loud.
Because that is what Marcus did in 2013. He said he was bored with games.
Did he?
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
bored with them.
Welcome back, Marcus.
But now he's excited.
Is he?
He's back at a company he loves.
Right.
Yeah, so if you maybe take a couple of years out, you might want to go back, or maybe you'll just love your new job enough.
I visited Zynga recently.
Did you?
Went to their offices in San Francisco.
Okay.
It's based in a shopping mall, an old shopping mall that they've
Oh.
converted, and it's weird.
right,
it
okay.
feels a bit like a mall. When
Right.
you go in there, there's that kind of huge atrium, central sort of bit, and you can look around and see everyone at their little cubicles
Okay.
through what used to be a, I don't know, what are shops
Like
like.
name a shop.
Name a
Aaron.
shop.
Can you?
Someone.
Target.
Target.
Yeah, exactly. Cost cutter. There's
There are 2
there's
shops.
there's the Zynga poker people in the Poundland.
Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe that's where they got all the ideas for monetizing everything from.
I guess
Like you sat in a shop.
A mall is like a free to play game, free to enter. But if you want to do anything that's fun, you got to purchase.
Exactly.
Crytek has made a deal with Amazon that would allegedly sort the developers' finances out for some time. According to Kotaku, the partnership is worth somewhere between 50 and 70 million pounds. It's not known what Amazon could want with Crytek, but it could be that they want to use the CryEngine or get a new engine developed. Crytek will be missing an opportunity if they don't get the cash delivered to them by one of Amazon's drones.
Well, one assumes that's because of us.
Yep. Thanks. What?
Because
what have we done now?
The promotional activity we undertook for Crytek
Oh yeah,
when we sold out.
we did sing. We sold.
but- so
we
they-
sung out.
They sponsored us for something, and now they're looking for
Don't
quite
it.
a lot of money in return. I'm not saying how much we were sponsored for,
It was £250.
They
and now
sponsored
they're
us.
financially ruined.
So that's an investment. Other companies could choose to
Exactly.
make if they
We're not
wanted.
saying that. We're not saying we're not saying that we made it happen. They're just like we sang about them,
Yeah.
and then this happens.
You can infer what you want from those facts. For example, we had Bithell on the radio show.
Exactly. Look at him now.
Look at him now. We had Marshall on the radio show.
look
Look
at
at him
him
now. We sung about Crytek.
Look at them now. What would Amazon be wanting with Crytek then, Anne?
They want their brains and they want their engine.
Maybe they're going cheap, seeing as Crytek were having a lot of trouble.
They were, yeah.
Yeah.
But why? But it seems charitable then in that case for Amazon to not have a need for them, or just buy it because it's cheap. I mean, admittedly, that's why I buy most of my stuff from Amazon. So maybe they've caught the bug.
There was talks a while ago that Crytek was in talks with someone when they were financially dubious. They were saying that it was a partnership, but it wasn't. It was an investment. It wasn't them being bought out. They weren't being acquired by anyone, and it was definitely a partnership. So there's that. Feels like there's some kind of coming together of
It must be for the Fire tablets and sticks and stuff, won't it? Games exclusively for those?
Well, Amazon have gone big on games recently. They've done a lot of expensive hires and set up teams inside Amazon producing content. We haven't really seen any result of that recently or yet. But
do you think they're building to something big?
Yeah, it's probably going to be a megaton. Do you know what a megaton is?
No idea.
It's just a big ton. Really, really big one.
Daniel Radcliffe is in talks to star in the BBC's Grand Theft Auto drama. The former Harry Potter star would play Rockstar co-founder and president Sam Houser in a feature-length dramatisation of the beef between lawyer Jack Thompson and the GTA publisher. Thompson's role has yet to be cast, and filming is due to start on the 20th of April. We bet Sam Houser wishes he had Harry's wand to disappear Armus, Jack Thompson and his lawyering back in the day.
Is that Harry Potter joke?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Strong.
So it starts filming a week today.
Yeah.
So Daniel Radcliffe had better hurry up his discussions, hadn't
yeah.
he?
Well, you know, if this has got leaked, it's probably because he's just about to put a pen on the dotted line.
Where's... so what's the story going to... I mean, how did it end? I can't remember. Hot coffee, wasn't it? Was that a Jack Thompson sponsored thing?
Jack Thompson was struck off for what was it? Unprofessional conduct or something. 20-something
by Daniel Radcliffe.
By Daniel Radcliffe.
Wow, Wingardium Leviosa, whatever it is they do. And...
Unlawyerous.
Right, but was that for the first GTA?
No, that was much...
For hot coffee?
Yeah, that was much more recently that he's been struck off. But yeah, so it's just about that beef. And I was thinking about it. Over the 9 years that we've been doing this radio show, I covered a lot of Jack Thompson stories because it was always something you could just talk about. So much so, I think, Steve, you tried to ban me from talking about him.
Is that one of the ones we vetoed?
Yeah, I think at some point we tried to veto it, and then he was... I think my last story was he was sort of lawyer struck off, so...
So, are you suggesting that maybe you could have a role in the drama?
Look, I save all my documents, so I have stories going back 9 years about Jack Thompson.
But that would be a nice sort of exposition. You know, a way of explaining what's going on, just cutting to you in the studio,
exactly.
like have a little date at the bottom of the screen and have you delivering a funny news story about Jack Thompson.
Daniel Radcliffe looked great in a red wig.
Would he play us as well?
Yeah, he would. Yeah, exactly.
Amazing.
Incredible news for people who do not own an Xbox One who would like to own an Xbox One and have £299.99 in their piggy bank. Microsoft wants to take all your money. This is the fourth price cut since release, when the console was available for £429.99 as part of a bundle. Microsoft is saying it's a UK-only retail promotion, but we all know what that really means. It means it's a price cut. In contrast, their rival Sony launched the PS4 at £349.99 and has kept it at that price ever since.
Well done to Microsoft for changing a number.
Down £30.
You've been able to pick it up for cheaper than that, though. I understand, haven't you?
From where? Who
various
you
online
five-finger discount.
.com. Well, follow
Tottenham riots.
Yeah. Follow Louis P. He'll tell you where to get an Xbox One from.
For cheaper.
The avant-garde economist.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think you can pick it up, but it's good to see it officially recognised, I guess. Any idea how long it's going to last for?
Well, I mean, they're saying it's just a retail promotion, but they said that last time and it just stayed that price, so, okay. I mean, you've got to imagine.
Do you have a story about Game of Thrones coming up or not?
No.
Because I saw, if you're an Xbox One owner and maybe a 360 owner, I think you're able to watch... Game of Thrones, the first episode of Game of Thrones tonight on it without having the old Sky boxes.
Wow! So if you ran out really quick with £300 in your pocket, you could be watching Game of Thrones tonight.
Yep, imagine that.
I mean, don't imagine it, just do it. And finally, as if the Oculus Rift doesn't have the potential to make you vomit enough, a Ukrainian startup has designed a 3-axis virtual reality chair as the world's first fully interactive virtual reality attraction. The MM1 is a rotating chair attached to a crane that's designed to work with the Oculus Rift and spin you around in whatever direction you'd be facing. The chair is currently still in development, but the maker MM Company is considering giving away free sick bags with all future purchases.
What does still in development mean? I mean... I have loads of ideas still in development. For example, this.
I think it's gone beyond just being in their heads because there was a picture of it.
Right, okay.
So it's come out of their heads.
So they've got a crane.
Yeah.
They've put a chair on the end of it.
Yeah.
And they've handed you a press release.
They've stuck someone in it with an Oculus Rift on. Strap them in really, really tight, maybe just with tape because they haven't because it's not properly designed yet. They're still developing the safety mechanisms.
But when you've got the Oculus on, you have no idea what's going on.
Exactly.
So it could just be they put it on. You sit you down. They say, okay, put on the Oculus. Okay. Do you feel that? And then it could just be them just rocking the chair and turning it upside down.
An elaborate game of trust.
Yeah.
We've got a massive crane, yeah.
We should do this.
Well,
we should.
Have we talked about our Oculus joke?
No,
I don't think we have.
We did.
I mean, it's a good joke.
It's a really funny joke.
It is. It involves One Life Left chief engineer James.
Oh, stop talking about it.
He was, as engineer should be, the first person to test this joke out, right?
This is a good joke.
It's a strong joke, and we encourage you to try it. But if you try it, it is our intellectual property.
Exactly.
So we demand 10% of the laughs that come from here. So James, we had an Oculus dev kit in our hotel room at
Of course we did. I mean, that's how we roll. That's
Just
part of our rider.
Yeah, we insist on it, and a chair that wobbles as well.
Exactly. And a James Scott.
And our friend Matt from Harmonix was showing off a game that he'd made in the Oculus dev kit, and he and we said, "Oh, we've all tried it, James. It's really good. You should." And he was like, "Can I try it?" We're like, "Sure, James, absolutely."
Put it on. Put the headphones on.
Just put it on. Just trust everybody, because we're your friends. James. We're your friends. We've known you for years and years, and nothing bad is going to happen. So what happened, Simon?
Well, he popped the Oculus headset. He strapped it to his face. You, with great forethought, set your video camera up in front of him, and then as he experienced for the first time the joys of virtual reality, you saw the grin on his face as he was like, wow, his senses were stimulated in ways which had never been done before. We all snuck out of the hotel room and hid from him, so that he would slowly realise that he was alone in a virtual world.
And you hear him talking. He's going, "This is great. This is," and then he has a problem. He takes off one of. He's going, "What do I do? What do I do now?" He takes off one. Guys.
And all this new contraption is going to do is just make it easier for us to hide, isn't it? Underneath them. We'll go underneath them. This isn't the only one of these ridiculous inventions, though, Anne, is it? There are a few of them now. There was one being shown at Rezzed.
Yeah. Is that a chair one?
No. Oh, I think that one was a chair one as well, but it didn't have a crane attached to it. And then there was that one where you had to wear, it was funded on Kickstarter, you had to wear special socks over your shoes. So you stood up and, you were contained within a huge plastic ring, and you had to walk up against it in wearing socks over your shoes, and it would mimic the action of you moving up on the joystick for you, because that's...
Definitely a practical joke. Someone has said, just put these socks on. Now cover your eyes.
Wait here.
I feel like Oculus is maybe doing like a sub game jam with all of with the Oculus Rift, and it has just put out a thing there and said, the more stupid you can make people look, the better. The winner will be decided.
We should sub game jam has just made me think we should do a Oculus game in water, and then just throw glasses of water. Got this new water technology. Kickstart it. Anyway, is that it, Anne?
That's it.
Thanks, Anne.
One Life Left video game news with Anne Scantleberry.
You're listening to One Life Left on Resonance 104.4 FM. This is Atari Tutty, and it's Beeper X, it's called. It's from chipmusic.org, as all of our music generally is.
There's a discarded cable tie on the floor in this studio.
We'll talk about that later.
Might be a clue.
Okay.
Actually, we did find a clue, didn't we?
Oh,
We'll deal with that in the letters section. Have to remind me. Where is it?
Did we leave it upstairs?
Yes, we did.
I'm going to run up and get it.
No, I mean, don't do that now.
I mean, I won't do it now.
Don't, no.
I mean,
you were going to do that
Yeah.
now. You shaped to take
I'm
your headphones
efficient,
off.
Steve. I'm efficient.
Okay, well, that wouldn't be efficient because we're about to do the interview
Oh,
part.
it would be rude, wouldn't
Yeah,
it?
it would. Anyway, I've got better things to do, such as...
He isn't wearing an Oculus. We all just leave the room. Aaron, how are you doing? Can you just pop these onto your face? We've got a new water technology. We want to
show you. Oh, we're going to do that to Parko, aren't we?
Here we are, yeah.
Game City.
Yeah. How are you, Aaron?
I'm all right. How are you?
Good, thanks. Thanks for coming in. So tell us a bit about you. You work at Nitrome?
Yeah, I work at Nitrome Limited. They're a Flash games portal, and now we're doing lots of little mobile games and stuff. And yeah, we've just had a string of features from the Apple Store, and we're hoping that they keep doing that because we don't know why.
String of features. That's what everyone's after, isn't it?
Yeah, and they gave us the indie game showcase as well, and my boss is sitting over in this other chair and going, "What games do we like?" And yeah, I'm going, "Alcazar, pick that one."
Right.
Yeah. And oh god, they picked some other stuff as well, and I can't remember it off the head. They did pick Retry, even though I raved about Retry, and then I kind of hit the paywall of Retry, and then it got really annoying.
You got sick of seeing the slow-mo guys.
No, it's not necessarily that. It's just that every time you start a level start from a checkpoint on Retry, it plays through the nice same bit, and it's all static, and then later on they introduce these levels where everything's moving around,
Right.
and nothing resets. So what, you're just supposed to constantly fly around in a circle until
Until you give them money.
Yeah, pretty much.
What? So have you ported all? How many games have you taken from Flash to iOS then?
There was Icebreaker. There's another game, Magic Touch, which I think they're working on an update. Oh god, 2.
Okay.
Yeah, and we've come up with 3. There was Silly Sausage.
Of course.
So, yeah.
Don't forget Silly Sausage.
I've done over like 50 games for the company.
Right.
So I've got to remember everybody else's games as well, and then update everybody's games, and then everybody just goes sort of, yeah, I don't like this game that you did. It's which one? And yeah, so Silly Sausage was recently. There's another one this week we're releasing called Cooped Up, which is you've got these redneck birds which are being twanged up the lines. It's like a high school game.
Okay. How do you pick which games to take from your portal to mobile?
Usually there's a bit of a discussion beforehand and a bit of a chat in the office about what sort of ideas. I think with the more recent ones, which are old games, which say like Magic Touch, that was something which would always work on iOS. It's a drawing game. You've got a wizard. You've got to draw shapes of pop balloons.
Okay.
And the Silly Sausage one, you've got a dog which endlessly stretches.
Right, so I've seen a lot of people writing about this recently.
Yeah, Pocket Gamer love us at the moment.
Right.
Please keep loving us.
But do you do... Because King tend to put stuff online, see how that does well, and then use the popularity of stuff to work out more about how people are playing, and then migrate the really popular ones to Facebook, and then from Facebook to mobile. So can you get a sense, I guess, from a portal, sort of which games are really capturing the attention of the public?
We've got this little computer screen which sits in the corner of our office that spits out numbers, which the games are telling us how many people are playing at the same time. Because a lot of the games are free and ad supported. I did one which is just a premium game and so forth. And yeah, we look over there and look at the numbers, and we go, "Oh, the numbers are big on Magic Touch.
Quick,
make more Magic Touch!"
Right?
Yeah, that's how it works.
Is the way that people are playing changing? Because the Flash portal sort of sprung up when people got the internet, and there were loads of them around, and loads of these tiny games portals. Those portals seem to be sort of disappearing.
Yes.
In terms of number of them, they're probably still healthy in terms of the number of people playing them, but no. Okay.
It's we used to have something like 1 million people a day at one point, and now that's sharply plummeted because everybody's got phones, and also nobody wants to pay for games and so forth.
Yeah, I was reading today that they actually reckon that the TV industry is having to deal with the fact that the phone is now the primary screen as opposed to the secondary screen. Is that something that's happening with games then?
I don't know, because I think it's just another device to play games on. It's whether it's convenient to play games on at the moment. It's whether you particularly like your phone games or you particularly like PC games. I still like massive RPGs and that sort of thing.
Right.
Yep.
And talking of which, you've got a personal project, haven't you?
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Red Rogue, which I released ages ago, and because I put it on itch.io recently, everybody thinks it's new. And so people are like reviewing it, going, hey, there's this new game called Red Rogue. It's like, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Tell us about Red Rogue then.
It's a game where you control this lady who goes into a dungeon and you pick up loot and stuff, and you punch people's heads off and then kick them along like a soccer ball.
That sounds like the sort of thing you might like, Steve.
Well, from the title, I'm assuming it's something to do with roguelikes.
Yeah.
Well, how do you make a roguelike? What are the challenges in making a roguelike? Because surely it's easy. It's all just generated. The computer does the work for you, right? Just generate this and
level equals level plus 1.
Yeah.
Reset your variables.
Use an array.
Exactly.
Yeah, you kind of hit go and then you put it out there and then you think, oh yeah, it'll be all fine. All these weird sort of little edge cases, nobody will really discover them. And then someone sticks up a 45-minute video at the end of which where they get stuck in a ditch and can't get out.
Right.
So it seems really nice on the surface, but then there's all of these little details which you have to fix. Like, I'm doing an update right now, and that's fixing the fact that you can enchant a weapon with a portal and then it disappears off into another dimension, and then you can go in there and get it back and it's all charged up and everything. But you can't do that twice because the computer gets confused, because I didn't think of that because I only tested it once and went, yeah, it works.
Has weapon been enchanted? Right at the start, just say use zero for no.
The problem is that
and then when it has been put, that was 1, and then you can check later. Happy to help.
No.
Exactly.
There's a portal that stays open into this other world.
Is portal open?
Yeah, and then you go into another level, and then you change the portal, and then it gets confused because I only thought of this idea after I've started writing the portal code, and so I just went
right,
and then I cocked it out.
Portal equal portal plus 1.
Yeah.
If portal is greater than
or
1,
equal to, yeah,
then just don't don't crash the game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, correct.
Just exit the desktop.
Good. The roguelike genre is it's increasingly popular.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
We've got this yearly game jam. It's called 7-Day Roguelike, and that's been constantly producing stuff. That's also produced Hoplite, which everybody should know.
Steve likes that.
Best game.
That came out of the 7-Day Roguelike Challenge.
Wow.
There's also 868 Hack by Michael Brogue.
Second best game.
Yep. I've participated for the past few years. I made a game called Bump, which is about this weird guy with a huge misshapen head who smashes his head against rocks and stuff, and that went down really well.
Are there any other roguelikes you can recommend to people, e.g. me?
Obviously B-Rogue or Brogue, and also... Oh no! Now they're all going to go out of my head. Darren Gray, I should give a shout out to him because he's recently done Firetail for their 7-Day Roguelike. I can only remember the 7-Day Roguelikes at the moment. There's also Jeff Late has done a lot of good ones. There's Sword in Hand, where you play a sword that possesses people that take hold of it and stuff.
Okay.
And also Hellion was in this year's 7-day roguelike. That's where you control a spaceship moving around on a grid. But you're moving around on the grid as everything's coming towards you, Space Harrier style.
Right.
And yeah, it's all bizarrely turn-based and stuff. A few people have reviewed it. It's gone down quite well.
Cool. And where can we find Red Rogue?
You can find Red Rogue at redrogue.net and also at itch.io if my site goes down at the moment because I'm moving hosts.
Excellent.
All aboard the game's gravy train, where the first class carriages are filled with fat cat journalists. Where's the train going? San Francisco. This is GameUnder.
I was frustrated yet again not to get invited to GDC. It would have been a real opportunity for the mainstream press to stop the hatred and extend an olive branch to the leading spokesman for true gamers. What's really going on at GDC? Do any outsiders get in? What does GDC even stand for? I've written a cutting-edge spoken word poem to answer this question. Cue bongos. Games developers' corruption grows deeper constantly. Games journalists don't care. Gamers die crying. Game studios do collusion, granting dollars and cents. Growth-depressed consumers grasp desperately for quality games. Greasy developers claw greedily down, creating graphically dubious, cartoonish games driven by caring. GTA doesn't count. GameUnder defies corruption. GameUnder defies collusion. GameUnder defies Cara Ellison. GameUnder does care. It took me the entire duration of GDC to write that poem. Turns out there aren't many words that start with G, at least not synonyms for objectivity and misandry. Also, a quick Google told me that GDC stands for Games Developers Conference, which makes the whole thing kind of redundant. Oh, Google, that's another G word.
Until next time on GameUnder.
Email messages and forward BCC 1 life letters.
Thanks to GameUnder. It was good to have him on the show.
Wasn't it? It was nice to meet him in person. Quite intimidating, though.
Frightening.
Certainly changed the way I interact with the media, Anne. And you too. I thank you very much for your letters. We only had to beg once this week.
Good
work.
They've had time on their hands. Maybe we should broadcast every other week from now on.
Well,
Robert Wells writes, hello team and probably SSG. Last week I had to get my video game radio kicks from elsewhere, and so I listened to the BBC's recent documentary about Minecraft, brackets Minecraft More Than a Game, BBC Radio 4. It's part of the BBC's new Make It Digital initiative to help get kids coding. The last time the BBC did this was when they filled schools with BBC Micros because they realised it's much easier teaching code when everyone speaks the same language. So I was expecting a documentary about the history of Minecraft, the world, the great things people have done in it, how to get started. And I was looking forward to it. I've never played Minecraft. I'd love a 30-minute primer. Instead, I got a tirade about video game addiction by someone who doesn't play Minecraft. In fact, he covered addiction, griefing, why schools teaching it is probably a bad thing, worrying that his son is addicted, and why Minecraft leads to obesity and antisocial tendencies. I'd have expected that about GTA, and I'd expect Mark Kermode to hate the new Michael Bay film. But Minecraft, surely there are more interesting things to talk about in Minecraft. It's so frustrating to hear nothing but scaremongering in a strand that is meant to be about embracing the digital world. As people in the world of games, what would you like the BBC to talk about, and how should they go about it? Yours, Robert. Thank you, Weaselspoon.
Did you hear this?
I didn't, no.
I heard the start of it and it was garbage. It was exactly the sort of fear-mongering you would expect from parents who, rather than go out of their way to understand a problem, try to set up, or not a problem, understand something that their children are into, try to set it up as a menace.
Well, he went at it from the outset because somebody trawled the internet, I'm not sure if you saw this, and found a post to Mumsnet that he made late last year saying he was looking for parents whose kids were addicted to Minecraft. So he's setting the narrative before he even starts. It's not a journey where he experiences himself. He's got a preconception. And it's rubbish.
It seems trite to say this, but I genuinely would have expected better from the BBC. And I think this was on Radio 4, right? As well, which you would expect would be held to a higher standard. But oftentimes this is the case when, particularly our medium, which we like to think of as younger, is subject to programmes commissioned by people who literally don't understand it.
And the problem is that once you have an area of expertise that you are involved with or you know about, when you see how shoddily games get treated, you wonder if they treat the rest of things like that. I mean, the Radio 5 went up to the launch of the National Video Game Arcade in Nottingham, and they did a programme from there. I didn't hear the programme, but when they were trailing it during that week, they have to take, whenever they deal with video games, they sort of have to explain them. So they go, Pac-Man jingle, Tetris music, video games are this country's biggest export, or something along those lines. You're like, well, every time you talk about football, you don't mention it's a game between two teams played with a ball, do you? You don't go right back to the start to explain what it. And I think we're beyond that. You are right. They're being commissioned by people who are not part of it, so hopefully naturally they will all die. And then eventually we can look back at our work, us here, and say, and we won. People find old episodes of One Life Left on wax cylinders playing back.
We never realised how important this was at the time.
Exactly.
You'll miss us when we're gone.
Yeah.
Right. Did we actually answer Robert's question?
I think we've explained how they should go about it.
Okay.
It was without starting right at the beginning again every time you mention them. And then also they shouldn't let that man do it. I understand.
Okay, Lawrence Weir, hi team and super special guest. Considering that last year's shortlist for Game of the Year was a bit lacklustre, with games like Shadows of Mordor and Dragon Age seeming to be only minor improvements on other games in their genres, are you worried that we have effectively peaked in terms of what we can expect to get in gaming experiences? How often do games come out that really push the boundaries of what we've had so far? Are there any games coming out this year that the team are expecting great things from? When is the Citizen Kane of video games actually going to be made? Have fun, guys. Lawrence. Well, Lawrence, it sounds like you haven't heard about One Life Left's invention, Oculus Rift water technology, which is going to change the game and indeed games forever.
I don't think it's no bad thing that. I think saying that Shadow of Mordor was just an iteration on other stuff, I think, is unfair to it. What Shadow of Mordor did is it took a world in which we all know and most of us love.
Batman and Arkham Asylum.
What?
Is that the world they took and we all know?
Maybe. But they added into it a system that we'd not seen before. The Nemesis combat system was revolutionary. So I don't think we need to.
Was it revolutionary? What revolution did it cause?
Well, it's in a sandbox game. It created a history which you don't have, which you've not had in an AI-driven.
I think that's super
world.
Interesting,
right.
But I also understand that what Lawrence is driving at, right? That is the AI sort of, what do they call it? That system that you just called
the
it.
Nemesis
Didn't
system.
they have? Oh, right, Nemesis system. Sorry, they have that system, and that's great. But I still feel that's kind of window dressing on top of a game mechanic, third-person combat, which has been perfected very, very perfectly in Arkham Asylum and stuff. It is that sort of game,
right. And
I can understand Lawrence, feeling, okay, yeah, I've kind of played that. I've killed loads of baddies before, and sure, this is giving me greater motivation to kill them, but it's still, X, circle, X, triangle, or whatever the combos are.
What, handstand? Why would you be doing that?
I don't know. I mean... Yeah, I get it. But that said, there are games that come out every year which surprise and delight me. And they're not necessarily the ones you'd expect.
Well, I think that the thing that he's talking about here is things that were in Game of the Year. And are some of the most exciting things happening in smaller games that maybe wouldn't get recognised in those things that maybe aren't complete as experiences that are big enough to be put forward for awards or things, but they're doing interesting things. And
yeah, it's rare you get a game like Flower which is fated enough and backed to the hilt by people like Sony that can push at the sort of boundaries of what video games should be or are, and also everyone's heard of. Most of the smaller things that are doing most of the interesting things, in my opinion, are smaller games and rarely get nominated for Game of the Year. That said, new Jonathan Blow released this year, Simon.
Yes, can't wait. So, Aaron, what's your view on this?
The new Jonathan Blow one?
No, well, just sort of how games are going, sort of how we're able to. Is there anything new and exciting? Should we expect it, or is this it?
I don't know. They're probably going to get more processing power with AI and stuff, and we're going to get ever more realistic things and so forth. It's a hard question. Do you think they're going to surprise us? Isn't that the point?
So yes.
Yes.
Anne, have you got a letter?
I do. This is from Rob Beer. Dear OLL team and SSG, before you read any of the following, please bear in mind that my allegiances lie with One Life Left and the superior radio format of your work.
I don't mean to be insulting, but I mean with the greatest respect.
That's the thing. I was worried about Robert Wells's letter when it started like that as well, because it started with, because you were off, I had to listen to other radio.
Okay, well, let's see how we get on.
Okay. Following a personal gaming renaissance started by my discovery of One Life Left, I recently replayed through the fantastic BioShock series, 7 out of 10. I then started listening to Ken Levine interviews, one of which was as part of the podcast series Tone Control, hosted by Gone Home's Steve Gaynor. That led me to a podcast he used to feature in regularly called Idle Thumbs. I started listening to my third episode of this, episode 201, for them. And who was the super special guest? It says in brackets, pause for effect.
Okay. Is that
enough?
Yeah, did you give any indication?
I think that's more than a pause. I think that's a wait.
Oh, okay.
You might have to do that bit again.
And who was a super special guest?
Pause.
One Life Left's Cara Ellis. He then did send a follow-up email saying that he knows that it's Cara Ellison.
Okay.
But in my mind, that raises one clear question. Who is the Kevin Bacon of the gaming world? And that's from Robert Beer.
Interesting. So who's the most connected person who everyone seems to know, everyone knows?
Do you know what? I was watching the Eurogamer video show, TV show that they put out on a Friday evening these days. It's very good. And on it, so earlier in the week, Simon Parkin had written a piece about drug use in video games, a subject about which he knows.
We don't
whatever
know.
it was.
We don't know.
Whatever it was.
We won't speculate.
No,
We
exactly.
won't speculate. It's not
But
fair.
if you're going to get somebody to write about drugs in video games, then
You've picked the right man.
You should do. Absolutely, certainly have.
And so, he wrote this piece, and it was published on Eurogamer. They then get him on. They then interview him about it on the Eurogamer TV show, and he's on a massive screen opposite them, live from his house.
Really?
Yeah.
But he only lives down the road.
Could you see anything in his house?
You could see a lot in his house.
Could you
actually,
see?
Yeah.
What was he wearing?
Well, you couldn't see his trousers, interestingly, because I
Interesting.
couldn't
Could
tell
you
you what.
Never can
No.
on
Could you
Skype.
could you see his shoes?
You couldn't see his shoes, but behind him there was some people shuffling around, chasing the dragon or whatever it is. I mean, I don't know.
Didn't we have a new name for Parko?
Parkinson.
Parkinson. That's what we're doing from this point.
Yeah.
So do our listeners know that?
I think we said it last.
We
time.
talked about it last time. but that's
I did
official.
just do it then.
Yeah, I think I got it wrong earlier,
Okay.
but I just want to make clear we haven't dropped that joke.
No.
So it is Parkinson.
So we're saying
on.
that Parkinson is video games Kevin Bacon. Is that what you're trying to say?
I mean, you can draw your own. I mean, I would. Who else then? Who's most
Who
connected?
knows everyone? Well, there's
Rami knows everyone.
that's true.
I think Rami is.
Okay.
Your Rami number.
Yeah.
Maybe Rich the Martian is another good one. He knows everybody. Anyone in Britain? We don't really know everyone, do we? We can't.
Aaron, who do
keep
you
our-
know? Can you list
I don't
the
know.
people you know?
I can't think of anybody else outside of Rami, to be honest. Apart from
Most
if we
of us
start
can't.
measuring things in Twitter followers, then it's definitely going to be Mike Bissell that wins it. But
Most connected.
yeah,
Right.
but
Maybe it's us.
As for working with them, it might be one of the Cambridge boys because they've done game jams with absolutely everybody.
Right.
And I've seen Terry Kavanagh at a hell of a lot of them.
Interesting.
Oh, I
So we
was
might have worked
I
with
was
a lot
out
of people.
drinking with Terry Kavanagh on Saturday evening.
All right.
I mean, you were there as well.
Well, yes, but all right.
But I'm just saying, we know a lot of people. Maybe
Could
it's
be us. Your One Life Left number.
If you've got any thoughts, please do email us.
Team@onelifeleft.com.
Aaron, you've got a letter.
Oh, God. Hi, team and SSG. The sudden reappearance of Odds on OD, I'm a long way behind on the catch-up, has reminded me of the great old feature Simon Byron's As Seen on TV.
Simon Barron's As Seen on TV.
That was Simon
Or
Parkin.
whatever it was
as well, wasn't it?
called.
That was his
Parkinson's.
voice. Yeah, Simon Parkinson's. Yeah, that was his voice.
Please bring this back, as I enjoyed Simon spitting bile on unexpected topics each week. Keep up the good work, James.
Well, we bumped him up to doing it all,
Exactly,
every,
all the time,
all show,
all the time.
every show.
Yeah. Really like
made
what you're
the
doing now,
connection.
Simon, but can you go back to that bit when you weren't on the show?
When you were just doing it, but less.
Yeah.
Maybe give you a theme tune.
Great, thank you very much for that. Yeah, thanks for writing in. We don't have any prizes this week. We do owe Robert Wells one, do we?
Yeah.
We do.
Okay, Robert, we'll someone here will sort that out. Anne will sort that out.
One Life Letters.
Hello, I'm Sega Badawi, and welcome to One Life Left, Local News. The controversial television presenter and professional idiot, Wario, has finally been sacked as the host of the show Top Karting. Apparently, the team were filming in a slippy slidey ice world, doing an incredibly funny scripted skit that they were going to pretend was off the cuff. Once filming had finished for the day, Wario was expecting to get some lovely fresh hot garlic to eat, but the cameraman, Lakitu, had failed to do this, so Wario hit him with a green shell. This led King Bowser, the chief of the broadcasting station, with little choice but to decline the option to extend Wario's contract. It is unsure what will happen to his sidekicks, Totoko Hamutaro and Captain Slow Falcon. Thanks, and back to your usual programming.
You're listening to One Life Left on Resonance 104.4 FM. This is Hurry Game Boy and Asteroids from chipmusic.org. Anne, you've been post lady.
Where did you disappear to?
Went upstairs because we'd left our tube. Ow! We'd left our tube upstairs.
Right, you should. Who's going to open this? And then Anne.
Me,
I guess
yeah.
as soon as you got it. Can you describe this, please?
It is a cylindrical tube that is cylindrical in shape. It's about, I don't know, how long is that? Foot?
Well,
Foot and a half?
I mean, I've got no concept of size. I genuinely don't have a concept of size.
Let's say it's about a foot and a half.
About a foot and a half. Foot and a half long, and it's addressed to One Life Left. So I'm going to open it.
It's been there for ages. Is there a postmark on it? Because we're not very good at checking the post. And honestly, listeners, this is your fault, because if you sent us more things...
It's been there since the
Right.
day before... It's been there since the 13th of February.
The day before my birthday.
The day before Valentine's Day.
My birthday. So, if we got more things in the post, we would check the post more often, and things like this
Yeah.
wouldn't happen.
Also, I'm hoping that it means if there's anything like anthrax in there, it would have died. Oh!
Okay, what have we got here? What's fallen out?
A business card has fallen
Oh,
out.
I love those. I love
business
those.
Do you
card.
collect them, Simon?
Yeah, I do.
From Red Magnet Studios.
Okay.
And it looks like a poster.
Let's read out their phone number. That's what business cards for. This is from Martin.
Oh, there's another one. There's a little little one.
It's a poster with App Store links.
Poster with App
And
Store.
a poster and a flyer, guys.
Okay, what's the
From
how many flyer?
redmagnetstudios.com.
Seems like what we've got here is some very pretty spam for Bob's Space Adventure.
Oh, right, okay.
And for
It worked.
Yeah, but it's worked. It's currently working.
Download it on the App Store.
Oh, yeah.
This is what happens if
join the
people send us
championship.
post. It doesn't matter if it's spam. It makes us feel special.
It's available on Google Play as well.
Hello. Look, they've bothered to write Dear Resonance 104.4 FM on there.
There's 3 business cards in there. Look, one each. I mean, that's thoughtful. Sorry, Aaron. Sorry, Aaron.
So that shows they've listened.
Exactly.
Although they have
There's
just
a free
addressed
telescope.
They didn't address this to One Life Left. They've addressed it to Resonance.
Oh, is it for us then?
Well, I don't know. Does it say to
It
us?
says One Life Left on the...
Yeah, but have Resonance written that or have...
Yeah, they have, I think.
Huh. Interesting. So we've fallen for spam that wasn't even directed at us. But thanks, guys. I mean, if you do listen, Martin, Mike and Melvin, Reg Magnet Studios staff, thanks for telling us about Bob's Space Adventure.
Maybe we should check it out next week.
Review it.
In the reviews.
Yeah.
Let's do
also,
it.
if you want this poster, just pick it up.
Pick it up from outside in
Just-
the...
Reviews. And what have you been playing this week?
Oh, well, I can see that there is a cable tie over here. Let me scan it. There are fingerprints on it, loads, because it's in the radio studio. I can see a body over here. It has no injuries on it. Because it's Simon, he's still...
Hello.
You're still doing fine. What size shoes have you got?
8.
Scanning.
8.
8. Oh, interesting, because I saw some footprints outside.
Both of them are 8.
That were also a size 8, which means you probably walked into here.
I am the
didn't
only
you?
person in the country with size 8 feet.
Yes, you are.
Right. What have I done?
Maybe murder, we don't know yet. I've been playing The Trace. It is an iOS detective game where you are investigating murders. It's pretty good. I'm really enjoying it at the minute. It does say, I'm going to start with the thing that annoyed me about it. It says, best enjoyed with headphones. Now, if you're going to tell me it's best enjoyed with headphones, it had better be, because sometimes I like doing other ththings with my ears. So, put my headphones on, and then you start getting a call coming in. Well, this must be why the headphones are useful. No, they didn't voice the calls. I think if you're going to do something where you're making people have headphones on, you're going to have calls that are coming in, voice them. But other than that, I think it's really fun. You sort of walk around. So each chapter is like in a different location. Then you walk around the location. You're trying to find leads, things that you should be investigating. You're trying to find evidence, and then you can drag the evidence into the lead. And then if the evidence matches up, it will tell you what happened because you've solved that bit of the case. And then you have this lady who you're calling who's going to help you out with stuff, and she tells you stuff and stuff. I would say, as far as detective iOS games go, it's a good one.
It's from Relentless, isn't it? Who did the Blue Toad murder file. So it's a change in presentation. Well, see, that's a sort of comical murder mystery. This one is quite...
Not funny.
No?
Simon, it's about murder.
Real murder.
Right.
It's about murder.
Okay.
So yeah, not funny at all. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I think it's good. Everyone's loving it. Everyone's into it. I'll give it 7 out of 10.
Good news.
What have you been playing, Simon?
I've been playing Majora's Mask on 3DS.
Yeah.
Now I did wonder whether I've talked about this already, but then thought that would be fine given that we're talking about Majora's Mask, a game that resets time every in-game 3 days.
Okay.
3 in-game days. I've been playing it on the new 3DS, which is brilliant. And I've got further than I did than when I had it on the GameCube. No, N64. It's a spin-off of Zelda Ocarina of Time. It was originally just going to be an expansion, but they made it into a full game, but they only had a year to do it, so they've changed the way that it operates. And unlike a start of the game where you start at the beginning and end at the end where you kill Ganondorf, this one is you find yourself in Clock Town at the start of day 1. It goes through 3 game cycles and then resets, and everything you've gained up until that point, everything you've affected up until that point resets. So there are shortcuts open up and things you own become more permanent. I've got further than I did with the GameCube. I didn't get on with it. I'm sorry, N64. Make that mistake one more time. I didn't get on with it in the N64 for some reason. It's a lot darker, and I didn't appreciate that at the time, but it's really good. It's really, really good. I'm enjoying it an enormous amount. So much so that I had a real first world problem this morning, that I got a perfect spot on the train on the way into work, one that didn't have the glare of the sun behind me, which is a problem, and I was really excited. Got my headphones out of my pocket, opened up my bag, forgot my 3DS, and I was really sad.
No.
I know, I almost tweeted about it, and I realised how boring that'd be. Yeah, it's brilliant. If you've not played it, do pick it up. If you have, pick it up again and get further. 7 out of 10.
I've been playing Last Voyage on iOS, which is a dreamy, abstract space adventure split into 5 parts. It is exactly the sort of thing that I should like. Slightly weird, slightly indie. Claims online that it pushes the boundaries of what a game should be. I hated it. Thought it was dreadful game.
Do you think it's pushing the boundaries the wrong way?
I think it's trying really, really hard. I'm not sure it's trying really, really hard. I think it is presenting itself as something that's trying hard to do that. And in that way that, you know, when something should be something you love and that makes you hate it more. It wasn't a dreadful experience for some of the levels. Some of them are very, very frustrating and poorly designed. Some of them are so simple as to barely be, certainly not a challenge and really not very interesting. It throws away ideas very, very quickly. It lasts about 45 minutes. But because some of it was almost pretty and almost something I loved, in fact, one of the levels, level 4, which isn't really aesthetically in keeping with the other ones, I really did quite enjoy. I ended up hating it even more. 7 out of 10. I've also been playing Touchtone, which is the NSA themed game, which places a script about phone hacking around a classic game dynamic of deflecting lasers. I find those two things really don't mesh. I don't buy the link between them at all, but I really, really, really do like that sort of game. I'm stuck very, very close to the end at the moment. I've been stuck for several days, but I'm still enjoying it. It's also beautifully presented. 7 out of 10.
It really annoyed me. Really annoyed me. Everybody's banging on about it, and you just get a laser game with very simple. I was hoping it was going to be more like Papers, Please.
No. I found the script quite interesting, just in the way it's presented in pieces of media and you know, the conversations between the characters. I thought that was quite good, and I did quite like the story. But I'm basically a sucker for those sort of games anyway. So I can understand why you might not get on with it.
Yeah. So I'd have to give it a 7 out of 10. Aaron, what have you been playing?
Pillars of Eternity, or Pillar No Filler. Yeah. It's as good as Baldur's Gate 2, as in they've solved all the problems with the Infinity Engine and then created a whole load of new ones. So you go off and do your adventure, and this time, instead of solving everything on one particular map, you now have to backtrack to and fro from all these different maps. And if you've got a really old computer like mine, you see lots of loading screens and all sorts of things like that. There's also other little niggly things like the bugs they keep introducing with other patches and stuff.
Do they? They patch bugs in?
Oh, yeah. This is a new feature. I had trouble clicking on doors. My Thief can't pick locks at the moment. I think they've just patched those, and the latest bit of news is that they're now getting people to beta test their patches.
That's clever.
Yeah.
I will say, however, though, 8 out of 10, because it's still really good, even though it's really broken.
Who do you think you are?
Nice try.
Nice try. Give it 7 out of 10.
Really?
Yep.
Okay, 7 out of 10.
Thanks. You. Oh, thanks. Really interesting.
Good score.
Right, we're almost at the end of the show. We've got a couple of things to address, haven't we? It's Thursday, this Thursday.
Yes. Very, very exciting. And it's a very, very special one as well, isn't it, Simon?
It is very special.
Very special. For what reason?
I won't be there.
So
sing what you like.
Yeah, if you want to sing all of Simon's songs, you can do it.
We've got some new songs, some brilliant new songs, including an update to an old classic.
So that's Thursday at Loading Bar. This Thursday. Check out the Facebook.
I think it's going to be quite well attended.
Should be
about
good.
60 people on the Facebook group say they're going, and we would love to see you there as well.
Now, we mentioned the Marioki down in Brighton for the Develop Conference. There's been a slight issue with that. We won't go into details, but it turns out we don't know how to organise stuff when it's not being done for us. So, I mean, you know, hold your horses. We do intend to do
There's
it.
plenty of time.
Plenty of time. It's going to be okay.
Don't worry.
Those, when we sort of ambitiously said that tickets would be on sale 2 weeks
set
ago,
up the Eventbrite page,
Right,
so that
yeah.
bit's done. But it's a good job we didn't put them out there.
Exactly, yeah.
So actually, our incompetence on 2 levels cancelled itself
Exactly.
out, and everyone's fine.
Good, Aaron. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
It's been a pleasure having you on the show. Good luck with everything. Where can we keep up with you on Twitter?
ST33D.
Excellent. Thank you very much. We'll see you there.
We will. Got a normal show next week, haven't we?
Normal
We're gonna
show.
do two shows in a row
Who'd
for the
have
first
thought?
time in a long
Back to
time, back
Yeah.
to back. So we will see you then. But until then,
See you.
bye.
Bye.